Thank you for listening to REED-BBS.
REED-BBS, BBS. DB3, Kelvin, Keon, and the businessman, Keyshawn Davis. I'll start by saying this. Keyshawn Davis and DB3, they don't have to be defined by what happened. This moment doesn't have to define them. This moment does not have to define them. That said, and until further notice, henceforth, forthwith, and indubitably, Saturday, June 8th, and the days leading up to that date will absolutely and indubitably define Keyshawn Davis and DB3. There's no getting around that. There's a growing list of narratives being written right now about DB3 and all three Davis boys, Davis brothers. It's gonna take some time to rewrite those narratives. Nahir Albright, he's becoming the bad guy, so to speak. He's becoming an antagonist in the DB3 story. All roads are pointing to Nahir Albright for some reason. They can't get away from this brother. October 2023, Keyshawn wins a majority decision over Albright, which is quickly overturned and ruled a no contest due to a failed post-fight drug test for marijuana on Keyshawn's part. Fast forwarding a year later, November 2024, Gustavo Lemus in the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia, the house that Sweet Pea Whitaker built, the house that Sweet Pea Whitaker was presumably passing down to Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is the next chosen one from Norfolk, passing it down to him, or so we thought. DB3 showed up and showed out that night. Keyshawn got a knockout. Kelvin and Keon were victorious. The Davis sisters sang the national anthem. Mama Davis walked each of her babies to the ring. Grandma Davis literally got her flowers sitting ringside after Keyshawn knocked Lemus out. Great night for the city, great night for the family, and the Live Gate did enough business to where Top Rank guaranteed another return date to Norfolk for the businessman. Now let's fast forward to this year, Valentine's Day 2025. Dennis Baranchik versus Keyshawn Davis for the WBO lightweight title. During their very first stare down, Keyshawn reaches out and touches Baranchik's WBO title belt. And the defending champ didn't even trip. He didn't trip. Also of note, during fight week, Keyshawn cut his dreads off. It was strange to me that a fighter would drastically change his look during fight week, and I said then that I thought he was having trouble making weight. I mean, why else would he change his look that drastically mid-fight week, right? Which brings us to Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos fight week. WBO title, Scope Arena in Norfolk, Virginia. During their very first stare down, De Los Santos reaches out and touches Keyshawn's WBO title belt. Keyshawn didn't like that. In fact, Keyshawn pushed De Los Santos for daring to touch his WBO title belt. So it was cool for you, one fight ago, to reach out and grab Baranchik's WBO title belt. But when somebody reaches out to grab your WBO title belt, now it's a problem. Personally, until you physically taken that belt from that champion in the ring, all hands need to be kept off of other people's property, including title belts. Somebody's gonna get the shit slapped out of them pretty soon for daring to do that shit. But I digress. Moving on. Keyshawn then clapped at Abdullah Mason on the undercard of his show, the WBO #2 contender, and clapped at him. The following day, Keyshawn shows up to the weigh-in, 4.3 pounds over the limit. For the sake of comparison only, duly note that Ryan Garcia was 3.2 pounds over the limit when he fought Dale. 4.3, you wasn't even trying, bruh. Not even a little bit. They say you're not really a champion until you defend your title. Well, Keyshawn Davis never even walked to the ring. Keyshawn Davis never even stepped through the ropes as a champion. My man lost his title on the scales in front of your own people, your own home crowd, in the house that was being passed down to you. You the next chosen one, right? Keyshawn said he tried to make weight, but I don't believe him. I don't believe him at all. In fact, I think he tried to okey-doke Edwin De Los Santos. He tried to okey-doke him. Keyshawn knew Edwin De Los Santos hadn't fought in nearly 2 years, and more importantly, hadn't cashed a boxing check in nearly 2 years. He was looking to prey upon that fact. Keyshawn even said after missing weight, I'm pretty sure he'll still take the fight. You overestimated, bruh. You miscalculated with your own people. With your own people. It be your own people that do you the worst. Michael Vick in attendance. Allen Iverson in attendance. I think I saw Bruce Smith in attendance. You got all the Norfolk, all of Virginia there, because you the next one, right? You the next one. And you dropped the ball, you dropped the bag, you dropped the city like that. Just like that. Oh, that's okay. We'll just put Kelvin in the co-main event and we'll bump Abdullah Mason up to the main event. Cool. And Keyshawn will still be there. He'll be there. People can see him, touch him. It'll be fine. It was fine until Kelvin got that ass whooped by Nahir Albright. Remember him? Nahir Albright, the villain, the bad guy. He's the fly in the ointment of DB3, Nahir Albright. And they tried to get him. They tried to get Albright. One of the judges actually scored that shit a draw. Albright won that fight clearly, going away. He had Kelvin looking like Bambi on ice skates. My man's legs was bad. He's got good height, which he doesn't use, but that's literally the only good attribute Kelvin Davis has. He's just not a very good fighter. He's just not in a world-class level. So now Keyshawn dropped the ball and the bag by missing weight, and then Kelvin loses. But going from worse to worser, you motherfuckers confront Albright after the fight. So he whooped your brother fair and square, won the fight. We all saw it. And y'all confront him after the fact? The fuck is that? Was Albright jumped? Was Albright not jumped? Was the welt above his eye administered from the Davis brothers, or wasn't it? Was there an altercation? Was there not? What we do know is ESPN got footage of some type of scuffle, some type of altercation involving DB3. That's what we do know. That's what we do know. And what we do know is y'all are unprofessional as fuck. Like, why exactly were you mad? It's as if you thought that Albright was gonna let Kelvin win. Like there was some script or something that he went against, some agreement. All in all, a weekend chock full of L's for Keyshawn Davis and DB3. Keyshawn misses weight, then takes a L on the scales, losing his championship belt in the process. He loses out on a televised main event to the person that is the number 2 contender for his title in Abdullah Mason. He loses $1 million payday, reportedly. $1 million fucking dollars. Big brother Kelvin loses the fight convincingly. And to top it off, you and Lil Bro jumped the motherfucker that whooped Big Bro. All in your hometown. All in your hometown. You did Norfolk proud, bruh. There's a clear pattern here. A pattern of unprofessional behavior and a pattern of entitlement. You didn't pick this shit up from Bo Mack or Bud Crawford. In fact, you're making them look worse by association. You're dragging down the name of Bud Crawford and Bo Mack. Stop. And I blame Keyshawn the most in all of this because he's Beyonce. This is Destiny's Child. He's Michael Jackson. This is the Jackson 5. He's Timberlake, and this is NSYNC. But like I said in the beginning, this does not have to define Keyshawn Davis and DB3 necessarily. It definitely does for now, and it's gonna be a lot of work to clear and clean this shit up, bruh. You wanna be Bud Crawford or you wanna be Adrian Broner? The time is now to decide. REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies, Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.